Picture a country where ancient rainforests older than the Amazon stand beside futuristic skyscrapers that cut through the clouds. Where you can bargain for spices in a buzzing street market at noon, then sit down to a Michelin-starred dinner by sunset. Where a single street corner holds a Hindu temple, a Chinese shophouse, a Malay mosque, and an Indian curry house, all existing side by side. This isn't a fantasy. This is Malaysia, and it's been hiding in plain sight. While most travelers rush to the same predictable destinations, Malaysia remains one of Southeast Asia's most underrated countries. Today we're going far beyond postcards and tourist traps to uncover the Malaysia most visitors never experience. The one locals talk about quietly, the one that completely changes how travel here should feel. If you're ready to see a side of Southeast Asia that still feels real, stay with me. What you're about to experience might just change the way you travel forever. I'm your guide from GoGo Travels, and over the next half hour, we're exploring Malaysia's hidden corners. We'll journey to remote islands, step into ancient cave systems, wander through misty tea plantations, and immerse ourselves in cultures so rich, they'll make familiar places feel flat by comparison. What sets this journey apart is simple. We're not skimming the surface. We're diving deep into Malaysian life, uncovering stories guidebooks leave out, and visiting places most maps ignore. Before we begin, ask yourself this: has travel started to feel predictable? Over-filtered, over-photographed, stripped of surprise? If that sounds familiar, Malaysia might be exactly what you've been missing. And we're starting where it all began, at a place that will completely rewrite your expectations. Malacca, where empires collided and cultures merged. The humid air in Malacca hangs heavy with history. For over 6 centuries, this city was conquered, colonized, and fought over by the world's great maritime powers. But Malacca isn't a frozen relic of the past. It's alive, breathing, evolving, a living example of what happens when Portuguese, Dutch, British, Chinese, Malay, and Indian cultures collide and somehow form harmony. Walk down Yonker Street on a Friday or Saturday night, and you'll feel it immediately. The street transforms into a night market, but not a staged one. Local families browse antiques, teenagers hunt for vinyl records, and elderly neighbours meet for sendal, the iconic shaved ice dessert that's as refreshing as it is nostalgic. The red Stadhuis dominates the main square, its bold Dutch colonial facade glowing under the tropical sun. But what most visitors never see lies just beyond it. Walk 2 blocks away, and you'll enter kampung-style neighbourhoods where time moves slower, where grandmothers still roll popiah by hand, children play traditional games in the street, and the call to prayer blends with distant Chinese opera. Look up, and Malacca reveals its quiet genius. Pastel-coloured Peranakan shophouses sit beside thick-walled Portuguese buildings. Chinese temples stand next to Indian Muslim mosques, and nothing feels out of place. By all logic, this architectural mix shouldn't work, yet here it does, beautifully. Food in Malacca isn't just food, it's memory, identity, and tradition. This is the birthplace of Nyonya cuisine, created by Peranakan families who blended Chinese techniques with Malay spices. Dishes like ayam pongteh and smoky otak-otak carry generations of knowledge in every bite. And the best versions aren't found in restaurants, but in homes, where families still guard their own laksa recipes and spice blends. Before leaving, visit the Malacca Straits Mosque. At sunset, it appears to float on the sea, glowing softly as the sky turns pink and gold. Quiet, uncrowded, and unforgettable, just like Malacca itself. Cameron Highlands, tea plantations in the clouds. Now, leave the coastal heat behind and climb. We're heading into the Cameron Highlands, a place so different from the rest of Malaysia, it feels like stepping into another country altogether. Sitting about 1,500 meters above sea level, the Cameron Highlands delivers something unexpected in the tropics: cool, crisp mountain air. British colonials discovered this escape in the 1920s and quickly transformed it into a hill station, planting tea, building Tudor-style cottages, and carving out a slice of England deep inside the Malaysian jungle. But today, the Cameron Highlands is far more than a colonial relic. It's a layered mix of British heritage, Malaysian agriculture, and eco-tourism that, when done right, respects both land and people. The journey up is part of the experience. The road winds through dense jungle, climbing steadily as temperatures drop and the air turns fresh. Along the way, you'll pass hillside towns, roadside stalls selling strawberries and corn, and misty viewpoints overlooking valleys that seem to disappear into the clouds. Arrive in towns like Tanah Rata or Brinchang, and the transformation feels immediate. Rolling tea plantations spill across the hills like frozen green waves. The most famous is the BOH tea plantation, producing tea since 1929 and supplying much of the country. What makes it special isn't just the scale, it's access. You can walk the narrow paths between tea bushes, watching skilled workers hand-pluck only the youngest leaves with practiced precision. At the BOH Tea Centre, tours guide you through the full journey from leaf to cup. Withered, rolled, oxidized, dried. The reward comes at the end. A cup of tea overlooking the plantation, mist drifting through the valleys below. Beyond tea, the Cameron Highlands is Malaysia's agricultural heartland. The cool climate supports strawberries, vegetables, and flowers impossible to grow in the lowlands. Strawberry farms invite visitors to pick fruits straight from the vine, small, intensely flavoured, and unforgettable. For hikers, the highlands offer some of Malaysia's most atmospheric trails. Moss-covered forests feel ancient and untouched, with filtered light, earthy scents, and rare plants like pitcher plants and wild orchids. These forests help regulate the climate, but they're under pressure from development, making preservation a delicate balance. Hidden within these mountains are Orang Asli communities, indigenous peoples whose forest knowledge spans thousands of years. Some now guide jungle walks, sharing deep understanding of medicinal plants and animal signs. As evening falls, the highlands come alive with night markets. Locals and travellers gather over nasi lemak, satay, and apam balik, simple food, deeply comforting. And in the cool mountain air, it tastes even better. Georgetown, Penang, the soul of Malaysian cuisine. Let's head north to an island many consider the true food capital, not only of Malaysia, but of all Southeast Asia. Welcome to Penang, and to its UNESCO-listed heart, Georgetown. If Malacca is where Malaysian cultures quietly merged, Georgetown is where they burst into full expression. This is a city that treats food not as a hobby, but as a calling. Here, people will cross town for a single bowl of char kway teow from a hawker who's been cooking it the same way for 3 generations. They'll wait an hour for sendal made by a vendor who hasn't changed his recipe in 50 years. They'll debate laksa the way sommeliers debate wine, loudly, passionately, and with zero compromise. But before the food takes over completely, Georgetown demands your attention visually. This city is a living canvas. Street art covers walls across the historic centre, from massive murals by internationally known artists to small wire sculptures that quietly capture everyday Malaysian life. The most famous, Ernest Zakharovich's Little Children on a Bicycle, draws crowds, but the real magic lies in the back streets, where each turn reveals something unexpected. What makes Georgetown special is that the art didn't erase the city's soul. Unlike many places where street art brings displacement, Georgetown still feels real. Traditional coffee shops sit beside boutique cafes. Clan houses remain active. Family businesses continue daily routines, unchanged by trends. Architecturally, Georgetown echoes Malacca, but with its own rhythm. Long, narrow shophouses stretch deep into city blocks, decorated with ornate tiles, cast iron railings, and pastel shutters faded by time. Walk through Armenian Street or Love Lane and you'll pass temples filled with incense smoke, Kedai Kopi where elderly men read newspapers each morning, and shaded 5-foot ways protecting pedestrians from sun and rain. And then, inevitably, the food takes center stage. Georgetown's street food isn't just good, it's legendary. This is cooking stripped of ego and excess, perfected through repetition and necessity. Start with char kway teow, flat rice noodles blasted over extreme heat with prawns, cockles, Chinese sausage, egg, and bean sprouts. The best versions carry wok hei, that smoky, elusive breath of the wok, impossible to fake. The famous stalls draw lines nightly, but locals know the truth. Some of the best food hides in places tourists never reach. Pushcarts that open only for lunch. Stalls without signs. Vendors who sell out and close without apology. Then there's Penang laksa. Sour, spicy, fish-based, and unapologetically bold. Flavoured with torch ginger, lemongrass, and tamarind, topped with mint, pineapple, and thick prawn paste. It shocks the palate at first, then wins you over completely. It's why Penangites crave it wherever they are in the world. As night falls, Gurney Drive comes alive. Families gather around plastic tables, ordering from multiple stalls, oyster omelettes sizzling, satay grilling over charcoal, rojak ladled thick with sweet spicy sauce. The energy is communal, unhurried, joyful. Little India adds another layer. Banana leaf rice, eaten by hand. Roti canai stretched until translucent. Late night nasi kandar piled with curries, served from midnight until dawn. Beyond food, Georgetown preserves its cultural heart. The Kukongsi clan house glows with carvings and gold leaf, still hosting rituals centuries old. The Penang Peranakan mansion reveals a world of elegance and tradition that continues to influence modern Penang. Georgetown isn't a museum, it's alive, fed by memory, flavour, and people who refuse to let tradition fade. The Perhentian Islands, paradise found. From the urban energy of Georgetown, we move somewhere completely different. Picture powder white sand so fine it squeaks beneath your feet. Water so clear you can see schools of fish without stepping off the beach. Jungle-covered hills rising straight from the sea. No cars, no roads, just forest paths linking one quiet beach to another. Welcome to the Perhentian Islands. Located off Malaysia's northeastern coast, the Perhentians feel like a time capsule. They're what famous Thai islands were decades ago, before mass tourism took over. The focus here is still nature, not nightlife. Beauty, not spectacle. There are two main islands. Perhentian Kessel is smaller, livelier, and popular with backpackers. Perhentian Besar is calmer, drawing couples and families looking for space and silence. But both share the same magic. Untouched beaches, thriving coral reefs, and dense tropical jungle alive with movement. Getting here isn't effortless. You travel to Kuala Besut, then board a speedboat that cuts across open water. There are no fixed schedules, no ATMs. Internet is unreliable, medical facilities are basic. And somehow that's exactly why the islands feel special. Life slows down. Days unfold naturally. You wake with the sun, eat when you're hungry, and let the ocean set the rhythm. Snorkeling here is exceptional. Many of the best spots are right off the beach. At places like Shark Point, black-tip reef sharks glide calmly through shallow water, completely uninterested in human visitors. The reefs burst with life, parrotfish crunching coral, schools of fusiliers moving like a single organism, moray eels tucked into rock crevices, and fish painted in impossible colours. If you're lucky, you might encounter a green sea turtle. Watching one swim is hypnotic, slow, deliberate, and timeless. It's a reminder of how small we are in this underwater world. Divers can explore deeper sites where coral-covered walls drop into blue darkness. The temple, one of the most famous dives, features massive rock formations that feel ancient and otherworldly. Above water, jungle trails cross the island's interiors, leading to panoramic viewpoints. Wildlife reveals itself quietly. Hornbills in treetops, monkeys crashing through branches, ghost crabs scattering along the shore. Evenings are gentle, most places close early. With no city lights, the night sky explodes with stars. Lie on the sand and watch the Milky Way stretch overhead. The Perhentians close during monsoon season, giving nature time to heal. Visit between March and October, and you'll find a rare balance, accessible but still authentic, a place not yet lost to its own beauty. Taman Negara, into the primeval forest. Now we step into one of the oldest rainforests on Earth. While the Amazon often steals the spotlight, Malaysia's Taman Negara is estimated to be over 130 million years old. This forest was already ancient when dinosaurs vanished. It has survived ice ages, volcanic eruptions, and planetary change, and it's still alive. Entering Taman Negara feels like traveling back in time. Towering trees rise overhead, their trunks so wide it would take several people to encircle them. The canopy is dense, sealing the forest floor in a permanent green twilight. Even at midday, light filters down softly, illuminating moss, fungi, and a constant hum of unseen life. The biodiversity here is extraordinary. Malaysian tigers roam these forests, rarely seen, moving silently like shadows. More visible are the primates, long-tailed macaques near the riverbanks, dusky leaf monkeys with silver coats and bright orange infants, and white-handed gibbons whose haunting calls echo through the forest at dawn. Bird life thrives here as well. Taman Negara is one of the few places where you can still encounter the great Argus pheasant. Famous for its elaborate courtship dances, performed on cleared forest floors. One of the park's most iconic experiences is the canopy walkway. Stretching over 500 meters and suspended high between giant trees, it sways gently beneath your feet. From above, the rainforest reveals a different world. Hornbills gliding past, flying lizards leaping between trunks, and a rolling sea of green below. For deeper exploration, guided jungle treks lead into untouched interior forest. These journeys involve river crossings, muddy trails, and nights spent deep in the jungle. The reward is immersion in a world largely unchanged for millions of years. After dark, the forest transforms. Insects dominate the soundscape. Flying squirrels glide silently overhead. Civets prowl the undergrowth, and rare creatures like pangolins may briefly emerge. Taman Negara is also home to the Batak people, indigenous forest dwellers whose knowledge of plants, animals, and survival is profound. Their presence is a reminder that this forest isn't just ancient, it's still lived in, respected, and deeply understood. Kuching and Sarawak, Borneo's untamed heart. Cross the South China Sea and you arrive in Malaysian Borneo, a place so different from peninsular Malaysia, it feels like another world entirely. The island of Borneo is shared by Malaysia, Indonesia, and Brunei, but Malaysian Borneo, made up of Sarawak and Sabah, holds some of the richest wildlife and cultural experiences in Asia. Our journey begins in Kuching, the capital of Sarawak. Its name means cat in Malay, and the city embraces this identity with playful pride. Cat statues dot the streets, there's even a cat museum, and the atmosphere feels relaxed and human-scaled, something rare in modern cities. Kuching sits along the Sarawak River, where old and new coexist effortlessly. The waterfront blends modern walkways with traditional wooden houses, and the river remains a living artery of daily life. Small boats ferry locals across the water, while evening cruises reveal views of historic buildings from Sarawak's era under the White Rajas, a British family that ruled the region for over a century. The city's markets are a highlight. At the Sunday market, stalls overflow with jungle ferns still dusted with soil, massive river fish, exotic fruits, handcrafted goods, and Sarawakian dishes like kolo mee. Springy noodles tossed simply with lard and minced pork. It's raw, local, and deeply authentic. But Kuching's greatest role is as a gateway to the wild. A short journey upriver leads to mangrove forests, where proboscis monkeys live. Odd, pot-bellied primates found only on Borneo, famous for their oversized noses. Watching them leap through trees with unexpected agility is both amusing and mesmerizing. Further along the coast lies Bako National Park, Sarawak's oldest protected area. Within a compact space, Bako showcases a remarkable range of ecosystems: mangroves, cliffs, beaches, swamps, and dense rainforest. Wildlife sightings are common, from silvered languors to bearded pigs that roam freely along the shoreline. To experience Borneo's cultural heart, you must travel inland to regions like Batang Ai. Here, Iban longhouses stretch along rivers, single structures housing entire communities. Visitors are welcomed with tuak, rice wine, and shared meals. Nights are communal, filled with storytelling, weaving, and quiet rhythms of daily life. From these longhouses, guided treks lead into deep rainforest, where hornbills soar overhead and ancient traditions remain inseparable from the land. Sarawak isn't just wild, it's alive, layered, and profoundly human. Mount Kinabalu and the Cloud Forest. We now travel to Sabah, in northern Malaysian Borneo, home to Mount Kinabalu, the tallest peak in Southeast Asia at 4,095 meters. But Kinabalu is more than a mountain. It's one of the most biodiverse places on Earth, supporting thousands of plant species and hundreds of animals within a single dramatic landscape. The granite peaks dominate Sabah's skyline, often wrapped in drifting cloud. For the indigenous Kadazan Dusun people, Kinabalu is sacred, believed to be the resting place of spirits. Even its name reflects reverence, linked to the idea of a holy mountain of the dead. Climbing Kinabalu isn't technical, but it is demanding. The journey takes 2 days, passing through distinct ecological zones. You begin in mossy montane forest, thick with orchids and epiphytes. Higher up, the cloud forest feels damp and otherworldly, trees coated in lichens as mist rolls constantly through the air. Above that, vegetation shrinks into elfin forest, twisted, wind-shaped trees and rare pitcher plants adapted to harsh conditions. Beyond the tree line, the landscape turns stark and rocky. Breathing becomes difficult, every step deliberate. Reaching the summit at sunrise is unforgettable. Clouds stretch endlessly below, the sky glowing in soft gold and pink. For a brief moment, you stand above Southeast Asia itself. For those who prefer not to climb, Kinabalu Park offers trails through these ecosystems, showcasing orchids, rhododendrons, and carnivorous plants, bringing the mountain's wonder within reach. The Sepilok Orangutan Rehabilitation Center. No visit to Sabah is complete without encountering orangutans, and the most ethical place to do so is the Sepilok Orangutan Rehabilitation Center. Founded in 1964, Sepilok rescues orphaned and injured orangutans, helping them recover with the goal of returning them to the wild. This isn't a zoo. The orangutans roam freely between the center and the surrounding rainforest, choosing when to visit feeding platforms where supplemental food is provided. Watching them move through the trees is unforgettable. Powerful, yet graceful, with arm spans stretching over 2 meters. Mothers carry their young, teaching them survival skills through observation and play. Orangutans are remarkably intelligent. They use tools, solve problems, and display distinct personalities, from cautious to confident. Their expressions reveal thought and intent. Sepalok also highlights a sobering reality. Orangutans are critically endangered, mainly due to rainforest destruction for palm oil plantations. The center's work matters, but it also reminds us how fragile their future remains. Next door, the Rainforest Discovery Center offers canopy walks, allowing close-up views of birds and forest life high above the ground. Sipadan, among the world's best dive sites. We end our journey underwater at Sipadan Island. Jacques Cousteau once called it an untouched piece of art. And even today, that description holds true. This tiny island rises from the Celebes Sea, surrounded by sheer walls that plunge over 600 meters into deep blue water. Sipadan is fiercely protected. No resorts are allowed, and only 120 divers may enter each day. Permits are limited, and access requires planning, but the reward is extraordinary. Beneath the surface, the walls explode with life. Soft corals, sea fans, and sponges cling to vertical cliffs. Green and hawksbill turtles glide past effortlessly, sometimes dozens on a single dive. Then comes Barracuda Point, where thousands of barracuda swirl into a living silver tornado, surrounding divers in synchronized motion. White-tipped reef sharks rest on the sand below, while bumphead parrotfish crunch coral with echoing force. Diving Sipadan feels like a privilege, a brief entry into a wild world untouched by excess. Sipadan's beauty exists because it's protected, not perfected, and that's what makes it unforgettable. Conclusion: the Malaysia few people know. As our journey through Malaysia comes to an end, I hope you're seeing this country differently than when we started. Malaysia isn't just another Southeast Asian destination where you hit the usual tourist spots before moving on. It's a place of incredible depth, where layers of culture, history, and natural beauty create something truly unique. We've explored colonial cities where Portuguese, Dutch, British, Chinese, Malay, and Indian influences have melded into something that belongs only to Malaysia. We've climbed into cool highlands where tea grows in the clouds and descended into ancient rainforests that have remained essentially unchanged for over 100 million years. We've eaten food that represents the culmination of centuries of cultural exchange, walked beaches where turtles nest, and dived walls that drop into abyssal depths. We've met indigenous communities maintaining traditions thousands of years old while navigating the challenges of the modern world. But here's what makes Malaysia truly special. Despite all the development, despite the pressures of modernization and tourism, it's still possible to find authenticity here. You can still eat at hawker stalls that have been run by the same family for 4 generations. You can still visit villages where traditional longhouses stand. You can still trek through forests where tigers roam, and where indigenous peoples maintain knowledge that predates written history. Malaysia is a country that rewards curiosity. The more you look, the more you find. That tiny street behind the main square in Malacca, that trail in the Cameron Highlands that isn't marked on tourist maps, that dive site in the Perhentians that locals don't advertise, that one perfect bowl of laksa from a vendor who only operates 3 days a week. This is why Malaysia should be on your travel list, and not just as a quick stopover between Thailand and Singapore. This is a destination that deserves time, attention, and respect. Come with an open mind and an empty stomach. Talk to people, try things, get lost intentionally. Let yourself be surprised. The Malaysia we've explored today exists, but it won't necessarily find you. You have to seek it out. And that's the best kind of travel, isn't it? When discovery requires effort, when rewards come from engagement rather than passive consumption, when you leave a place genuinely changed by what you've experienced. So here's my challenge to you. If this video has sparked your interest, don't just add Malaysia to some vague future travel list. Start planning, research flights, look at those night markets we discussed, find that jungle lodge, book that diving trip, because travel is always better as an experience than as an intention. Before you go, do me a favor. If you enjoyed this journey through Malaysia's hidden corners, hit that like button. It genuinely helps more people discover content like this. Subscribe to GoGo Travels for more in-depth travel documentaries that go beyond the surface level. And drop a comment telling me which Malaysian destination intrigued you most. Or better yet, share your own Malaysian experiences if you've been lucky enough to visit. Are you drawn to the colonial charm of Malacca or Georgetown? Does the idea of trekking through Taman Negara's ancient rainforest call to you? Or maybe you're already planning that dive trip to Sipadan. And if you want to continue exploring, check out our video on Vietnam's hidden gems or our deep dive into the lesser-known islands of the Philippines. There's a whole world of undiscovered Southeast Asia waiting for you. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and remember, the best travel stories are the ones you write yourself. This is GoGo Travels, reminding you that the world is far more fascinating than any guidebook can capture. Safe travels.